Hey everybody, I have a cold, so I will be stuffy, and yeah, you're gonna notice I have, you're gonna know. My throat is like, oh my gosh. So, apologies if I can't do everyone's voices, to the original extent. Just give me some time, and I'm sure I'll be better. My friend Darby and I have been busy, and I just had my birthday celebration. I'm 22 officially, so cheers, everybody. Woo! Woo, woo, woo. I don't know about you. Yep. I feel the 22 confidence. I definitely feel the post-birthday confidence. Yep. Yeah. All right. I believe we are on chapter 21. Seeing is believing. The next morning, Natalie regretted not returning home with her parents. She would have to force herself to get through the next couple of days. She figured, maneuvering her cane through the hallway to her first period class. Heck, she would have to force herself to get through life. Because how could anything be fun anymore? A federal appeals court has ruled that the U.S. currency system decriminalizes against blind people, Mr. Joe told the students when they had taken their seats. They say it discriminates because all paper money feels the same. In Canada, paper money has embossed dots that vary by denomination. And the euro, the currency used in Europe, has a foil feature that you can feel. Oh, so you can feel the difference in bills. Here is your assignment for the Thanksgiving break, he continued. I want you to examine both sides for this issue. Should the American government and our businesses change the shape and feel of our U.S. currency to help people who can't see? Why or why not? Of course they should change our money. It's fair, Murph blurted loudly. That's what the American Council of the Blind said, Mr. Joe exclaimed. They're the ones who filed the suit over 7 years ago, and the court agreed. The court ruled that the current system violated the Federal Rehabilitation Act, which does what? Sheldon, go ahead. The Rehabilitation Act is intended to ensure that people with disabilities can fully participate in society. Correct, Mr. Joe noted. But the U.S. Treasury says blind people can simply use credit cards instead of cash. What's more, they said, changing the size of our bills would force companies to spend billions of dollars to redesign their vending machines. Serena didn't wait for Mr. Joe to call on her. Yeah, but not everything can be paid for with a credit card. she pointed out. And besides, I'm not old enough to have one. Okay, Mr. Cho said. Eve, do you want to do something? Do you want to add something? Yes. If someone gives me change, like in a store, I have to have faith that it's the right amount. That, or else I have to ask a stranger for help, and I shouldn't have to do that. All right, guys, these are all good arguments. Save them for your papers. I want at least 2 pages support. I want at least 2 pages supporting your position. Go online to gather your research. You've got 2 more days at school, so if you need to use the computers there, do so before you leave. Natalie sat quietly, listening, but not participating and not talking much, taking much interest in class, other than to think about the money thing. Would it just be one more hassle that she would have to deal with now? On the bus heading home for the Thanksgiving break, Natalie reflected on how, through the dreary darkness of the past 2 days, her friends at school had been a bright spot. Serena had even urged her to join the swim team or be a cheerleader for the wrestling team that started practice in a week. Eve helped her gather information for the American government paper online with the Talking Jocks computer program, and Bree had been eager to both listen and talk. Natalie's loss of sight, it seemed, had brought them all closer. You'll be glad to know I'm taking my cane home, Bree had told Natalie before the buses came, so you don't have to remind me this time. I'm using it, too, despite what my boyfriend thinks. Natalie put on a happy face and embraced her. Good luck, she said. Arnab tried to comfort Natalie as well. After teen group, he sought her out. After my accident, he confided, I was very depressed when I awoke in the hospital and could not see anything. My father said to me, Arnab, you can moan and groan about it, or you can pick up and go. But truly, the only place Natalie wanted to go was home. She pulled out her iPod and curled up to listen to music. They were about halfway into the ride, just outside Frederick, with the deaf students aboard, when Serena tapped her on the shoulder and asked if she could sit beside her.
Can you beat that? Play today. Attachment.
Sorry, voiceover.
Speech off.
Sure, Natalie said. She sat up and lifted the heavy brailer she was taking home for the holiday break and set it on the floor to make room. How's it going? Serena asked. Natalie shrugged. Okay, I guess. I'm glad you stayed, so you could come to my birthday party, Serena said. Sure, it was fun. Good ice cream. Oh, she sighed. So, do you want me to teach you how to say asshole? In sign language. Do you want me to teach you how to say asshole in sign language? What? Is that what you signed to the deaf kids? You're cussing with them? Hey, they're the ones who taught me. Serena, no, I don't want to know how to swear in sign language. They rode in silence for a ways until Serena said in a serious voice, I just want you to know that I know how you feel. Thanks, Natalie said. I appreciate that. I appreciate it. No. I really know how you feel, Serena went on. Like, when I lost my right eye, I was devastated. Miss Kravitz says I'm still angry about it, and that's why I'm always saying mean things to people. I don't know. Maybe she's right. Maybe I am still angry. Natalie was frowning as she turned toward Serena. I thought your right eye was your good eye. No, my right eye's gone. The sight, you mean? No, the whole eye. It's gone. Enucleated, if you've never heard the term. But hold out your hand. What for? Hold out your hand, Serena repeated. Natalie opened her hand slowly, unsure of Serena's intentions. Serena put something small in her palm and closed Natalie's fingers around it. Can you feel it? What is it? A stone? Serena leaned in to whisper. It's my eye, dummy, my glass eye. Startled, Natalie sucked in her breath and put her other hand on her cheek. Oh, her chest. It's okay. It's not going to bite you. I'm not afraid. What then? You're grossed out. No, Natalie insisted. It's just that I've never held anyone's eye before. Go ahead, feel it. Delicately, Natalie touched it with her index finger. It was very smooth, rounded on one side and flat on the other, about the size of a peach stone, and about the same size of her hope stone. That's the one good brown eye you thought you had? That's the one good brown eye you thought I had. My real eye, the one I actually see the one I actually see some out of, well, it's not so great, and I'm sure I'll lose that one too. Gosh, Natalie sympathized. Yeah. Did I ever tell you why? Natalie shook her head. No. Okay. You ready for this one? Toxoplasmosis. Courtesy of my mother when she was pregnant with me. It's a disease you get from cats, like from their litter or from uncooked meat. My mother doesn't even like cats, so she says it was probably an uncooked burger or something. Who knows? So anyway, bad luck. It's just the bottom line. That's why I got depressed. And that's why I'm at the school in Baltimore. So they can be sure I take my meds and keep an eye out, so to speak, so that I don't cut myself too. I was a big-time cutter back in my public school. But you would be too if you had to deal with those kids. Serena, the whole strap of your pocketbook has safety pins on it. I know. They're there just in case. I know. They're there just in case You'd think somebody would say something, wouldn't you? But honestly, I don't think a single person has ever noticed. Anyway, I'm over it now. The cutting stuff, that was juvenile crap anyway, you know? My little cry for attention. Why are you telling me this? There was a slight pause before Serena replied, because I want you to know that we're not alone, and that I truly understand how you must feel right now. And I want you to know that I'm sorry if I've ever said anything that offended you. Natalie sighed. I appreciate it, she said, with a mere trace of a smile. Especially since I don't think I've ever heard you apologize for anything. Yeah, well, you know what they say, seeing is believing. So I guess you'll never know for sure. You'll just have to trust me. I am definitely apologizing. Natalie's smile became full. Thanks, Serena, she said. And oh, here's your eye back.